Would I hang that in my house? No. Well, you aren't going to hang it in your house. Who else will?
Mhm. I think the difference, and it's like comparing apples and oranges, so that's not what I'm
Exactly.
doing.
Exactly.
But I feel Nicholas is an artist and he is
Mhm.
speaking to artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
With
Yes.
Alexis, she's bringing internet marketing strategies
Mhm.
to artists, and artists were different.
She
We
seems to
are, aren't
think.
we?
I think she thinks that because she considers herself to be an artist herself,
Mhm,
Yes, she does.
that she can
mhm.
bridge the gap. But she's not an artist in the same way. She
No,
doesn't
no,
get
no, no,
it.
Right.
no.
She doesn't
And
get
No.
it.
quality, and until
Mhm,
quality is part of her conversation, I think
mhm,
she's going to have a lot of disappointed
mhm,
students. Not
mhm,
totally disappointed. I think the emphasis is like, quality.
Mm.
Gotta
yeah,
be.
I, I, I understand her passion for artists. I do.
Oh, I do.
However, I think her courses would be more suited to small business owners
I
because
think her passion
artists.
is actually to make money. It's not about artists at all, and that's
Well,
what that's why I've backed away
mhm,
from her.
yeah, but all what I'm saying is, as artists, we are wired differently.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
things that the masses do, which work for them, even if we know there's evidence that they work, we won't do the things.
Mm.
We won't. And
Mm.
so this is why I'm enamored with Nicholas Walton. I now understand why all of you are,
Mm.
because
Mhm.
he is an artist
Yes.
and he's speaking to artists.
Yes.
Period.
And
So
he's so generous. I
Mm.
yes.
mean,
Hmm.
so incredibly generous.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not taking the course. Maybe I'll take it next year. Um, I was a bad girl. I started another course, which I wasn't supposed to.
Which one?
um, it's called, what's it called? Branding the real you.
Oh,
It's for multi passionates. It's for women who, not just women, for people who have a million passions
Mhm.
and are trying to figure out how to package them and um, put them out there in a way that people can comprehend.
Mhm.
Now, I didn't join for those rational reasons. I joined because I fell in love with the creator and I just fell in love with the audience. So,
Mm.
Can
um,
I ask you a question?
fantastic.
pardon?
Can I ask you a question? How many courses are you currently taking?
Um, all honesty,
Mhm.
the branding course, and I'm in Ivy Newport's monthly subscription,
Hmm.
which I want to tell you about. So, two, this year is incredible. I'm a good girl.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
warning
wait, and
you.
I'm in a mastermind. I'm in a mastermind with Chris. So it's not really a course,
Mhm.
it's a mastermind. So three.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two and a half.
Well, well, good for you because I did something I shouldn't have.
Mhm.
I signed up for a course. Actually, Shirley Ann, you might have given us a link. It's a Hillary Rushford
Okay.
Instagram course
Yes.
because
Okay.
something about it appealed to me
Hmm.
more than the Instagram course that
Hmm.
was Amelia.
Amira.
No, what?
Amira's. Yeah.
Amira.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something in it appealed to me, and maybe it was because she's also a designer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just appealed to me,
No,
and
she's kind of like Jasmine Star.
yeah,
Mhm.
She knows what she's talking about when it comes to engagement.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
And Tina, I iPhone editing course. That was a continuation of the Creative Live. Then I'm taking, have you heard of Udemy, Udemy? I started taking a branding course in that.
Okay.
And a Photoshop course in that. So you might not have taken the courses. I think I'm making up for your because I wasn't Thrive, but I got an email notice last night that our group has 2 new members to continue. So, and that's good because I couldn't bring myself to quitting the group, but it was a financial drain. That was $125 a month, and I didn't really feel that I was getting nearly as much from it as this group, our group, and the other groups that I provide. So, but it was still, I was still sorry to see it go. You know,
That's a lot of money, though. You're talking
it really is.
$1,300 a year. That's a lot on top of everything else.
It is, and it's not very, and it really didn't provide all that much because when you're only talking 10 people once a month, you don't build relationships. You don't really know them. Yeah.
What's the value?
It was, and I wrote a long letter to them saying that they were willing to negotiate with me on lowering the fee, but I never followed up, and now it's defunct. So I've got to make sure I cancel my PayPal payment.
Yeah, I mean, and with Udemy, those are what, $9?
Well, it was a little bit more than that, but they were all less than 40. You know.
Yeah,
and,
it's
yeah, Udemy is very reasonable. This Photoshop class is phenomenal. The amount of information.
And with Udemy, this is what you're going to learn, and you're getting it. It's not this esoteric, abstract, oh, you're going to figure this out. No.
Right.
It's like school. You know, this is what we're teaching you, and this is what you're going to get. So I like Udemy. Taking a couple. Yes. Yeah. Yes, but I wish I could join Nicholas Walton's, but not this year.
Well, next year.
Yes, I will be a good girl. I will try.
You can still take the free part, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in the group. And I watch all his videos, and I think that's all I need right now.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, there are people here. There's some of us who will be taking it, so we'll be able to feed back what we've learned.
Yeah.
You might not need to.
No, I don't. I just love. I don't think since I've embarked on this journey of being I know I've been an artist since I was born, but approaching it professionally, I don't think the kinds of questions he asks and the things he's bringing up, it's what I want. It's showing me the artist that I want to be. That's what it shows.
No, are you of the Academy?
No, I'm not.
I feel like that is an incredible amount of information. That is $30 a month in absolute steal. In fact, I was listening to a video. They have a section called Masterclass on finishing paintings this morning. They have all 4 of his, I guess they're really employees. He and the other folks doing 2 were demonstrating on how to finish a painting in oil, the other 2 paintings in acrylic. And I listened to Alice Sheridan had a video on Art Explorers, I think, with how she finishes work. Each of the 3 acrylic artists I witnessed all finished them differently. And so I had tried Alice Sheridan's method, and I didn't particularly like it. And now, granted, it needs to be more than one time. You just don't start there. But I'm going to try Susan's method and the other woman, I've forgotten her name, not Carrie, the woman that I saw for the first time the other day. Anyway,
Michelle, where was that?
It's in master class. If you scroll down the master classes, I was looking for just finishing paintings. And it starts out with, his sidekick, the one that always helps with the videos. And at first you think it's all going to be about oil paints, but the later half is oil painting. So I had passed it by before, but then I read the description, and even though it doesn't say specifically acrylic, it did say there'd be more than one person demoing. So I thought, okay, well, maybe Nick, Susan will demonstrate that. And I stayed on it until it got to the third Susan, who demonstrated acrylic, and the woman following her demonstrated acrylic. It was, I think it was January's offer, January masterclass.
Okay.
But it's well worth watching. It was very informative, and I've watched the one on printmaking. I've watched the one on brushes, even though it was mostly applicable to oil. I've watched the ones I watched on filming. I did watch the one on photographing your work. They're very helpful. That plus inspiration pieces I always love. Even if I don't like the person's art, I always love listening to them sort of in the background, whatever. And there's a wealth of information there, and you scroll down to some of the conversations, the questions that go back and forth, as well as the website. And it's huge.
Yeah,
so generous.
I mean, honestly, I think the first time you ladies talked about him, I checked him out and I couldn't connect with his art.
Yeah.
His art's odd.
No.
So I left. I just couldn't, But then I happened upon a video randomly and I listened to him. I was like, wow, And of course, I believed everything you said. I just hadn't connected personally.
Right.
So for me right now, his blogs and his videos are all I need, really.
Okay.
Just that thinking, for example, I want to pose one of his questions to us this morning. Well, this evening. But it's the thinking that really inspires me. So, yeah. Okay, so having said that, let us share our week, or should I pose the question? Or both?
Can I just ask, is anybody else having difficulty? I'm not seeing any of you particularly clearly, and Michelle is breaking up.
Oh, really?
So is that me, or is that...
Michelle, I can see all of you. I can see all
Michelle
of
you. Michelle was breaking up, but I can see all of you clearly.
Okay, I can see Beata nice. Maybe it's Europe's okay. I can see Beata clearly, but I can't see you, Shirley-Ann.
Really? No.
I can see you, but you're fuzzy.
Okay.
And normally you're really clear.
Yeah, I'm in the same place. This is the best spot in the house for the internet. So I don't like the lighting. I do not like how I look. But I've stayed here for realistic reasons. Yeah. So I guess I'll just pose the question as we share what we're talking about this week. And so I shared that post. What was the question? He asked, when was the last, and I want to apply it to us as artists, because when I answered the question, I applied it to myself as a woman generally. I wasn't thinking about being an artist. But the question was, when was the last time you felt seen, truly seen?
Oh, yeah.
And what were you doing? Because I think the relationship between the two is poignant. Not just the idea of being seen, but what were you doing, as an artist? I just thought it was a fascinating pair of questions. And I'm curious. So, Alison, it's your turn. It's writing.
I suppose teaching.
Mm.
Well, that was the last time that I was either teaching or being taught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that otherwise. I don't do demos, so it can't be anything like that. I might have to think about that one, but teaching
Yeah.
definitely, because you're exposed when you're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
you know, I screwed up big time.
Mm. But did you feel seen as an artist?
The last time I taught, I felt panic stricken. I screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably the time before that was when I taught the ladies how to use resin. And I showed them what to do, and they were fascinated. And then I let them loose. And this one lady, whose name's gone out of my head, but it's lovely, she stood at her desk and she squealed.
Now you're breaking up.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
What's going on? Are you back? Is it me or is it you? Because you were breaking up. Did everyone else see Allison?
I can see you. I
can.
Alison is frozen.
Okay, so it's Alice. Okay.
Do you want me to go away and come back again?
You're back.
I can't hear you now.
You're back now.
You're back.
Oh dear. Can you can hear me okay?
Yes, you're back.
Yes. Now I can see you. Yeah, but I couldn't for a while.
Okay, so how far did I get in that story?
You were talking about a lady. That's when you froze.
Okay.
Who squealed? Who squealed when she heard the rest?
She was so excited.
Yes,
So
I remember
about what she was learning. And I suppose that made me feel visible because I taught her how to do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's wonderful because I felt that if we could capture that, bottle it up, like capture that feeling, that moment, then we could replicate it. So I think that's brilliant. Yeah, because I remember you saying that.
Yeah, and how you apply that in your art, I don't know. When I sold at the big show I did recently, and the guy came in, he said, "Oh, I want that one." I kind of went, oh, "Really?" Didn't believe him. Didn't believe him. So I suppose then again, we're not used to being seen in that way, are we?
Yes.
Right.
So I didn't take him as seriously as I should have. I mean, I still made the sale, but I wasn't expecting him to.
Yeah, but this tells me, and again, just reflecting back that, and it's not because I'm pushing teaching. That's not what I'm doing. But I feel you teaching someone and them experiencing the joy that you shared with us on Monday was what made you feel seen. As compared to just selling art.
Yeah, I'd far rather I'd far rather give in order to receive rather than sell to receive cash. That kind of, yes, of course we want money, and isn't it wonderful? But it's not about the money. It's about making somebody happy.
Yes, and that's the magic, right?
Yeah.
That exchange of energy.
Yeah.
Where you feel like it's an equal exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just wonderful. I love this question. Okay, so tell us about your week.
I stayed up very late last night. In fact, I stayed up so late last night I fell asleep in my chair. Yeah. Woke up with a really bad neck, but I fell asleep watching. I don't even know if I've got her name. I was watching this woman who also said, check out Udemy. It was about writing blogs.
Oh.
And obviously I'm writing a blog every week, and so I thought, okay, well, I'll look at this, because if it can help me improve my blog and improve. She's very much focused on using her blog to increase her following in order to sell products. And she does fashion, she does makeup, she does all manner of things. I can't remember what her name is. And I thought she was Australian. She sounds to me to be Australian, but she's talking constantly about America. So, well, she could be an Australian living in America, couldn't she? I wish I'd taken down her name. Let's see if I've got. I'll see if I can find her here. It was interesting to watch this woman. I don't know if I've got her. Oh, yes, I have. Her name is... Oh, stupid bloody computer. That's not what her name is. Okay, there we go. Her name is Marina De Giovanni.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. She's a blogger.
Yeah.
She positions herself as a very successful blogger, and she's teaching people how to blog.
Yeah. It was fascinating. I thought I'm going to listen, even though it was midnight. It started at midnight. It went on until 1:30 in the morning. It's far too much. Her approach was not dissimilar to Alexis's, in that she talks about a 4-stage approach. You have to have a backstory. You have to show your weaknesses and flaws, make yourself look human. You need a distinct personality in your blog, and you need a why. Why you're doing this, and show that you care.
Okay.
And she then so that was definitely kind of an Alexis type marketing approach. And she then talks about looking up, like Alexis did, looking up on Amazon books, typing in art. But there were a few extra things she put in. And the interesting thing she said was, like Alexis says, you don't need to be an expert. She said you just need to be able to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of everybody else.
I've heard that before. And does she prove it?
Well, do you not think Alexis is like that? Anyway, so she talks about, again, she pushes doing courses. That's the way to make money. And she says, rather than worry about whether or not you've got anything to offer and whether or not you're going to be any good at it, she said, think of yourself as a reporter. You're passing on information that you've received. So you're taking it, you're assimilating it, and you're regurgitating it.
Yes.
And actually that, to me, made an awful lot more sense than Alexis saying, just get a course and get it out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Actually, to tell me that, okay, I'm going to read this book, assimilate that information, turn it into a set of slides. It doesn't have to be a video. And then I'm going to deliver it in a way that everybody else can understand. That made much, much more sense.
Yeah, because what it is you're curating an experience, you're filtering it through you, making, bringing your personal experiences, etc., to the same information, and now offering it.
Yeah. And she said the way to work out what to do is everybody has at least one course in them, at least one. And she said, and it's so obvious that you don't even realize it's there. And she says to ask yourself, what do people always ask you for advice about? Yeah. And it could be as simple as, you, Shirley Ann, how do you keep your hair looking so beautiful? It could be that simple. Something that you do to your hair that makes it look gorgeous, that somebody else with hair like yours and skin colouring like yours wouldn't know how to deal with. You've got a course.
Yeah.
And it says make a course on what people are already doing. So once you've worked out what are the things that I 110 million billion% know, is anybody else doing this course? If nobody else is doing the course, walk away. You don't want to do it. You want to do something that somebody
There's
else.
no demand for it.
You want somebody. You need at least 5 other people doing it, and you just think all of this. This makes so much sense. And then she then goes on to say, if you Google keywords, she says, when you Google keywords, add the word plan, guide, or review. That will get you that one stage further than you. I just thought, this is all free. This is gold.
Yeah.
And then she says, look out for ads around whatever this is on Facebook. Collect the data behind that to find out what people are buying. So have a look to see how many people are buying that new hair product that you're using to make your hair look shiny. Check at least 5 model courses on courses already made.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is photos matter in blogs. I do use the occasional photographs, but I'm not that great in them. But I put about 3 and that's it. So that was that. And then she said, that's finding the course. The other thing she said. Well, she then went on to say that the way to promote this is to use Facebook. Use Facebook advertising. And she delivered a way of detailed targeting to narrow your list down that I'd never come across before and haven't come across in this other Facebook stuff I'm doing. Tells you how to get somebody's income level. So once you've got your age, so for you, we want females because they want shiny hair. You want 22 to 40-year-olds living in the USA, and they've got to have money to spend because that product that makes your hair look like that is $100 a pop. So there's a way you can go into the detailed targeting to narrow the audience down and say, I only want people with an income of $150 to $500. $150,000 to $500,000. You're not interested in anybody under 100 because they probably haven't got any money to spend on that hair product. And you think, that's it.
Yeah.
As soon as you've got all of those pieces, you just set yourself up to do the advert. You've got everything you need.
Yeah.
It was fascinating, even though I did fall asleep.
Yeah.
I can see how, and tell me if I'm wrong. I can see how if we're thinking about this for our art, we will resist it. But if we're thinking about it for a course, we'll go with it. Am I right?
I don't think I'm going to resist it as my art either, because I'm beginning to see, it's taking some time, but I'm beginning to see how, I still don't know who my ideal client is, because I don't believe that there is an ideal client for artists, because so many different people have bought my work. So I don't believe in an ideal. I believe in an audience, but I don't believe in an ideal client. An audience is very much Nicholas Walton's approach. But the last concertina sketchbook class I ran was an absolute roaring success for that lady's 70th birthday. Off the back end of that, I decided that chatting to somebody that was getting married, what a perfect thing to do for hen parties. I can now, they're called hen parties?
Yes, we know. No, they're called, we know what they are.
Yeah.
What do you call them there?
Bridal showers.
Bridal shower, of course. Bridal shower, of course.
Except a bridal shower is more, it's different than a bridal shower. It's sort of like a stag night, except it's women, right? Yeah.
I mean, I think the point is, particularly for second marriages, you don't want to be going out and getting drunk and dancing on tables, do you? You want to do something that's a bit more
dignified.
So I've now got that, and of course baby showers, because that's become quite the thing over here as well.
Okay.
If I can launch, I don't think the baby showers will be as successful, but maybe they will be. I don't know. If you've not yet had the baby, then you're happy to sit there with a bump and draw. Who knows? But I just think I can now begin to see how I can target certain areas of audiences. But also with my art, now that I know the income levels, I'm really interested in people earning over $500,000 a year.
How do they find out? I'm sorry. How does Facebook know our income levels?
It can work it out.
How?
Because every time you go onto Google and you look up something and you spend some money, they're all talking to each other. It's just like, how does anybody know what your credit rating is? They watch what you're doing in your bank account. If you seriously think that anybody doesn't know what you're doing, you are wrong. They are watching us all the time.
Wow. That's disturbing, but
it is very disturbing.
To take it to our advantage, but it's still disturbing.
It is disturbing. I totally agree. The thing
but
is,
when you put it that way,
sorry?
Yes, when you put it that way, it's not as disturbing. So, because you know how you go to a shop and the next time the shop is chasing you everywhere online.
Yes.
Yeah. So that part is fine. I get that.
It's not, and it's not people. It's computer algorithms that are saying, "Oh, I've seen her. She's looked," and it even does things like when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, there's a bunch of ads, and about every fifth one will be an ad. Facebook monitors how you scroll past that, and if you stop and read, it thinks, "Oh, that's something that could be interesting. We'll flag that advert up in a different way."
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true. Yeah. No, it's true. It's just to take the emotion out of it and look at it very logically.
Yeah. I do feel it. I mean, 12 months ago, when we all first met, well, not even 12 months ago yet, we have learned so much, all of us.
Yes. Pat yourself on the back, ladies.
Damn right. My children laugh at me and think I'm an old fossil, and that's fine. But I can't imagine there are many mothers that have learned as much as I have in the last 12 months.
That's right.
Yes.
Most of the women I know actually feel quite threatened by what I've learned in the last 12 months.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to hear that.
Oh, it's their problem, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. But I love the way it's been presented. It's logical. It makes sense. Makes sense.
So if anyone decides they want to run a Facebook campaign, I'm your woman.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because when it's my turn, I'll share more. But as I said, I've been immersed in Ivy Newport's world, and one of the teachers who was her student, but is now teaching classes in her portal. Obviously, you know how you just talked about being a few steps behind.
Yes.
So I'm witnessing how someone learned from someone, being just a few steps behind, and she's implementing, right? So one of the things I've noticed Renee doing is when she creates a painting and there's a lot of engagement, she now turns it into an ad. And so I'm just being very aware, because it's not my turn. I'll get there. So you finish. You finish, But that's what I plan to share with us today. It's for those of us because I posted about jumping too far ahead. So about stepping back and taking the smaller steps again. You know, so I'll get to that. So you finish, Alison.
That's it. I just wanted to tell you about this course, and I just feel as if
is this a PDF or a video?
it was a video, and she maintains that it was closing at
Yeah.
and it wasn't going to be repeated and blah blah blah. Who knows? And she wanted $997 for it, and
yeah. But if you could just share the pointers.
Yeah.
I really liked especially the first one, which was, what was it? Not just the why, but you added 3 more.
She had the backstory. So that's not your why, apparently.
Yes.
Your backstory, your flaws and weaknesses, your distinct personality, and then the true caring, or my why.
Yeah, I love the way it's been packaged. It's the same thing we've been working on, but it's just been asked differently. And I think because it's been asked differently, we will get different answers.
Yeah, sometimes you do. As a school teacher, I used to have. We've just lost contact because I moved to the States. But I used to have this friend who was a school teacher who taught maths. Now she was really, really bad at it when she was a girl, and it was only when she went to teach training college and she had to learn how to teach it because she was teaching at grade school and middle school that she actually learnt it. And she said,
"Oh my goodness."
She said because she'd had such a bad time as a kid and had such bad teachers, she decided to become a maths specialist. And she was phenomenal as a teacher, absolutely phenomenal as a teacher. And she always said, it is not that children don't get it, it's just that they haven't been shown that there is more than one way to say exactly the same thing to meet that need.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's maybe I don't know how you all feel about it, but when you post the questions, maybe we could all answer them in that mode. And then maybe Monday or the next time we could discuss them, because I think it's yet another way of expressing ourselves and connecting with our audiences. So thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything else for us, or are you? Thank you. Please post it in the group, and we'll comment.
Okay.
See how we can take that.
Yeah, just those first 4 points. Yeah, I can do that.
The first 4 points, and the idea, just challenge. Let's challenge each other with, like you said, taking something that's right in front of us that we're not seeing.
Yes. Okay, that bit there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said we should come back and discuss it, because it's going to be easier for us to see it from someone else than for the individual to see it herself.
Yeah. We're too close to things often to see them for ourselves.
Close. Yeah, we're too close. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear what Beata's got to say.
Yes.
So I heard Jasmine start very short video about how important it is to know ourselves, and she recommended 3 personality tests to take, because she said that it's really important to know ourselves in order to be able to develop our business. So it absolutely came back what you said, Shirley, and that our profile is important for us. But I haven't taken this personality test yet, so I was busy. But I find that's interesting. My week was a little bit strange, because I don't know why, but I watched course-related videos, and I have no idea why, because I have no course in my mind, but somehow I was drawn to it. First of all, I had seen Lali Mills videos. It's about art journaling, and I think she sells her course on a very nice way, because she created a landing page. There are 2 videos about art journaling, and she says it like sign up for my free art journaling video. But on the same landing page, she also has a short video selling her new course. But I found it's really a very, very positive way selling a new course. And I also like her professional videos. They are good. And interestingly, I watched Johnny Cooper's videos about creating a program, but that's not for artists. His marketing course mainly for therapists and coaches. But it was a little bit similar, so the same themes coming back from very different point of view. And what can be interesting and useful, he said that when you are ready with your program, you can create a post and share on social media, and us simply help ask people to jump a call with you to discuss your program. And he said that he got 15 calls on this way, and defined his course based on the feedback he had got on on the course. And after that, he launched the beta course at half price as his regular prices. And he said that even 4 people, he organized his courses for 4 people. That would be 2 group of accountability partners, and very manageable. And it's really doable to get 4 people on your course.
Yeah.
And you can sell it. He said, what was interesting, he said that your course only creates interest. What makes people buy is the urgency and scarcity. So you would say that I came out with this new program, and you describe a little bit what it is, and you say, I have 4 places on this program. Would you like to be involved? I have only 4 places in this program. Would you like to be one? And probably that's the key, that you really need this urgency and scarcity, because otherwise people think that, okay, I can buy next time.
Yeah. 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 It's
He also said that do not when you are on a call with your client, you should create a Stripe account, and you should send your Stripe link immediately to buy your course. Otherwise, if you send your link later, life will come in, and the majority of people is going to procrastinate
yeah.
it, and you can't get them on your
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I remember that was Allison. You took that's Johnny Hates Marketing. You took this, and that was what
Yes.
he was recommending, even with buying art.
Mm.
You know. Yeah.
I've walked away from that one.
Mm.
It wasn't. It's he's. I mean, yes, he's a marketeer, but he's not
Yes.
for artists.
No,
Yeah.
no, he's not. He's not an artist, but some of his ideas can work because he is good at marketing, and some of his ideas really can work.
What I will tell you is that he has something like 20 groups of 4 going at any one time.
Wow. Wow. That's actually brilliant.
Well,
Because you feel that sense of, oh, it's just
special.
you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow, that is brilliant. And not a, yeah. Oh God.
I don't expect
That's
to be that special, but I don't like the feeling that I'm being conned either. And I got that feeling with him in the end.
Yeah. There's a lot of deception online, which it crosses a very thin line, you know. Yeah. But it's interesting. It's interesting. And Beata, I've said this over and over again. When we look at our wealth dynamics, it affirms the things that interest us.
Yes.
You know, and we have to remember that, because there's going to be one way of marketing that will interest you and it'll work for you.
Yeah.
You know, and it will not work for the next person. And I think to keep on going back to our wealth dynamics and remembering what our personalities are, you know, because I always remember that you're a lord, you know,
I'm a lord.
and these ideas will work for the Lord, you know.
Yeah, I really like the ideas to have some passing, what do we call
Passive
regular
income.
passing income.
Yeah. I really want all of us to remember. Yeah, I really want all of us to remember. You know, because again, it's the path of least resistance. You know, so do you have any ideas for a course?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, but I would really encourage you, because I'm sure all of you will agree, these things fascinate you. They do. You know, so to be able to, you know, test it with a little course, you know.
Probably. Think about it. Yes, and I started, so continued my painting, what I planned for this Hungarian Japanese art contest. And so now I don't like it. So so I don't know. So I'm not sure that I continue. Probably I'm going to change it totally.
Aww. Do you want to show it? Well, not that our opinion, not that we can change our mind, but do you want to show it to us?
It's in absolutely working progress.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yes.
Talk so that we can see it. Beata.
I already destroyed the lady's head.
Beata, you need to show the picture and talk so that we can see it.
Yes, I can.
Please. I can't see it.
Okay, now you've got to talk.
Okay,
now you got to talk.
Now you have to talk.
Whistle. Anything. Hum.
I don't know that she has her earphones in.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, she didn't hear us.
You didn't talk.
Could you see?
You have to talk, otherwise we don't see it.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
that's terrible. Oh, so it's only
Okay.
that's
Oh,
quite big. You may see it. That would be a couple, a
Mhm.
tango dancing couple. I already destroyed her face, her
Oh,
head.
what happened?
I lost my patience. I
Put a
simply
great
lost
big,
my patience.
put a great big Shirley Ann rose in it instead.
yes. Yeah, there you go. Too bad Mary there
There you
because she's the tango dancer.
So I wasn't expecting that. When you talked about the Japanese, I was expecting an abstract piece because you remember you shared this Japanese artist with me. So tell us, what's the competition? What were you I'm
No, because
curious.
this is the uki ukiyo-e ukiyo-e effect,
Okay.
and the ukiyo-e painters usually did figurative work or landscapes.
Oh, okay.
So probably I should, because I'm not so interested in landscapes, so
Mm-hmm.
I should create figurative art. But it should capture a momentum, and that's why I thought about tango dancers or dancers,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not so interested in, let's say, women who's combing their hair or
Mm-hmm.
that kind of things, what they painted. But I realized that they use only prime colors,
Okay.
and their colors a little bit grayed prime colors,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really like. So
Okay. Okay.
I will have difficulty to to do this job because first of all I don't like the colors,
Mm-hmm.
then somehow neither the ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't. And in the end, I don't like these dancers either. So, so, so probably need to change and just paint, and I will see what comes
Okay.
out.
So, do the competition parameters allow you to use the colors you like and to pick a different subject that you will like?
Uh, probably not. So probably I have no idea if they accept it. So it
Yes.
somehow should fit into the idea.
So, do they give you a color palette too?
No.
Okay.
They didn't.
Okay. Okay.
They
Well,
didn't.
um,
Mm.
uh, knowing what you don't like, I'm sure next time you'll create what you do like.
Yeah. So, so I don't know. Um,
When is it due? What's the deadline?
Hello.
1st of May. So there's not too many time.
Yep.
Okay.
Not too much time left.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, now that you don't know what you don't like, I'm sure you'll know what you do like.
Don't know.
Yeah,
So
hopefully I will. Nothing happens if I
So
skip it.
mm, yeah,
That's right.
yeah. But definitely do it. I mean, don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
I just didn't know whether I should continue working on this couple and see if I get somewhere with them,
Mhm.
or work until I can find the connection with this couple.
Okay.
Because it can happen on the other way as well. So you try to
Yeah.
work on something, and after a while you get the connection and the story.
Mhm.
Um, so it's also possible that I should push myself a little bit and
Mhm.
work on the couple and find the connection. As soon as I find the connection,
Mhm.
I will have story, and if I have the story, I can create a painting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you need to go out tango dancing with your husband.
Yeah. Yes. Probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's a good
Mhm.
idea. Then.
I think so.
Mhm.
So you
Yes.
can
I
remember
think that's
being
a
in that
brilliant.
moment and
Mhm.
talk
Yeah.
to Marianne since
Yes.
she's
Hmm.
an active tango dancer.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes. I think
Yes.
that's a brilliant idea. I think that's a
Then I can
brilliant
make the
idea.
connection.
What medium are you using?
Acrylics.
Okay, so acrylics are difficult to fix sometimes, but I'm sure you can.
Hmm.
You know. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Yes, you need to go dancing. I agree.
Yes.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Well, all
The
in
other
all,
thing you could do, sorry, can I just say, if you're going to go dancing, take your camera, your phone with you, and
Hmm.
photograph
Yeah.
people as they're dancing so you can catch that movement.
Hmm.
Don't necessarily film it, because I think filming it won't.
Yes.
You need that freeze frame, and find a way of making those different freeze frames work in succession on the canvas.
Hmm.
yeah.
Thank you for the ideas. Yeah,
Mhm.
that can be good.
Mm, sounds like fun. So
Yeah,
yes,
that
keep
sounds
us
like fun.
posted. Yeah, you're having fun, obviously, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Mm, okay. Do you have anything else for us? Oh,
Anything?
I haven't asked you the question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, tell us about a time that you felt seen. Is that the
I
question?
I've seen.
As an artist, and what were you doing?
When I felt seen, hmm, I think I felt seen only a few times. When I when I had a workshop, I definitely felt seen. I
Mhm.
also I started it with a presentation, and everybody watching you, but it was much more exciting when I demonstrated the
Mhm.
painting. So that was so that I created three small pieces in separate time blocks, and that after my presentation they created their own, and it's exciting when they are watching you. and also helping them to create their own, that was exciting. I also felt seen on my exhibition, because
Oh,
especially in the personal talks, I found it exciting to speak about my painting
mm,
with the participants. So, and sometimes in the studio, when I was painting, and there were other artists painting as well. And
mhm,
when I was really in the flow of painting, sometimes they stopped and started watching me, and it
mhm.
was exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what it is. You know, it's an exchange,
Hmm.
right? I think not that we've all said it, but I think we feel seen when it's an exchange.
Yes.
I think
Mm.
you put the nail on the head, Shirley.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Fascinating. Okay. All right. Well,
Yes, when
thank.
there is a
Mm-hmm.
connection. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's fascinating. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle, it's your turn. I'll ask you the question.
Yeah. Should I do the question first? That
Yes,
was
please.
really a painful question for me,
Mm,
because I think all my life I've tried not to be seen. And
Mhm.
yet, as I age, and now that I'm in my sixth decade, the fact
mhm,
that I am not seen is troublesome and upsetting. And I spent most of my career in a field where women weren't seen, and even though I
mm,
was in a management position, um, I don't know, I was always something less than. But in art, it was easy for me to hide into my art,
Mhm.
especially doing abstract work, because you didn't really have to tell anybody what it was about, and you could and
Mhm.
I
mhm,
enjoyed that. But
mhm,
when you put the finger on that, the exchange, and that's a really important thing. I agree with Allison and Vieta that when I feel most vital, when I feel most alive, when I feel most inside my skin is when I am teaching. But yet there is a connection and a back and forth, and you really see how that little nugget of information, like Allison's squealing
mhm,
student, when there's
mhm,
that little nugget of information, and you see all these ahas going on, that just makes you feel so good. I mean, you get 100 times, 1,000 times more out of teaching than you do
Mhm.
being a participant. But I
Mhm.
also realize that we've got to look for these little nuggets wherever they might be, wherever we might find them. And this
Did you
morning,
report as well?
I had a wonderful. Allison, could you put us on mute? Um, I just I I just realized that there was a guy in my studio who came in and he said, I've never been in your studio. Wow. He had stopped literally at the spiral
mhm,
staircase, which had always been where I stopped before I actually
mhm,
became a resident here, and he goes, he didn't know that these studios exist. And he walked in and he just loves my work. And we were talking. Turns out he's another
mhm.
architect.
He's a
Of
what?
course.
What did you say?
Architect. Of course.
He's an architect. Oh,
Architect.
okay. Mhm.
Makes sense, right?
Yes,
The
the
connection, but
connection. Mhm,
uh we have a conversation, and sometimes that happens. Every once in a while it really,
mhm,
really happens.
mhm,
And so that's when I feel alive. But it's not necessarily being seen so much as it is being alive, or being where you really have this exchange. And I guess you can call it
mhm.
whatever you might, where you're really relating to somebody on the
Yes.
uniqueness of them, and the uniqueness of, that type of
Mhm,
exchange. It was very, very endearing. Um,
mhm,
but I mentioned to you guys that I took this class, and I'm going to share with you what I got from them, the free, because she said, tell a
mhm,
compelling story, show us what it looks like, invite us to your party, and send us, well, she says, pour us a glass of champagne, which was her freebie. But she had this
mhm,
wonderful, wonderful diagram that
Mhm.
I shared my accountability partners yesterday, and they just says this is brilliant. I mean, she somehow has had your brand story, your online magazine, you know, your growing audience, and she said you can't
Yeah.
have an offer. You can alternate education, beauty, and you can't do one without the other. It's a twofold what you give people. You know, you give them, and this is an Instagram, growing your Instagram audience. And she said you got
Yeah.
to strategically
Yeah.
think about how these photos are going to be laid up when they go to your
Mhm.
you wouldn't really call it a site, but when they go to your name to see how these, and
Mhm.
so she strategically does it, like not putting two light pieces together, but interspersing in the color. I mean, she does it a like an artist,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
but it was very good. It was very great. She goes, there's some takeaway, less is more, except when you have a free class, it's the exception. Anyway, more and more. And
Mhm. Mhm.
she said that this is engagement is 10 times more on Instagram than Facebook, 54 times more than Pinterest. And she
Wow.
said
Oh.
that it's only going to, so that is indicative. Up to this point in time, I had, if any platform I felt more comfortable using, it's Facebook. And I've really got to train myself to go over to Instagram, because she said, um, you know, there's 600 million monthly users of Instagram, and 600 million. And it creates instant intimacy. It's faster than a blog, more visuals than Twitter, more brand following than Facebook.
Mhm.
4 times, you know, it was just very interesting. And then she talks about a client, and yeah, I've got to show you. I've got to send this to you. But she said, make it happen. Use humor, education, inspiration, story of what your brand, and clarity in what you're sharing. You can believe, you can learn too, and tell a story. Have a moment in your home. You know, it was just, it was rich. It was a freebie thing, but it was rich. I wrote 4 pages of notes,
Wow.
and
Oh.
so I will share. I will send this. This is actually not even the top sheet. 3 sheets. It's a 12-page. It starts with page
Okay.
4. Is all I call page. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I love how I took the freebie a long time ago. Too many things in my head, but I love how she alternates beauty education.
Yes.
I
Yes.
you know
Yes.
I keep on forgetting that personally, but the truth is we are in the information age.
Yes.
People engage with us when we provide education. It's what it is.
When exactly. And
It's
then
what it
just
is.
from, so I took that, and plus those other courses I was telling you about. But I also, when I just wanted to show you what Nicholas's inspiration video
Mhm.
started. I
Mhm.
did this one, which I don't know that you can see, but I did this. Can you see it? You know,
Oh,
really quickly. I did big bold move.
you keep on. Okay, you're back.
Okay. Well,
You're gone.
here, do you see me? Yeah. Do you see? Gone? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't see this. You can see this,
No, we
right?
can see.
Right? Yeah. And then I did this one. Whoops. Let me put it the right way. I don't know where it goes yet, but you know how it said start with a mark that you know, like get excited about what you're doing. Well, this one
Mhm.
I worked a little further on. It's not particularly great yet, but you know, I
Okay.
worked a little bit more. But all with this green black color that I had on my palette. And this is
Mhm.
a big one that I haven't touched since I made the first moves. And let me back it up a ways so you can
Okay.
really see it. But and it's got a long way to go, but I don't know whether can you see it now?
Yeah.
The black and white.
The green.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, well, actually a green, yeah. But
Okay.
that's so busy just getting excited about art again. Oh,
That's
here's
exciting.
another. And here's another. I added more drums one. Yeah, so
You're going.
Oh, I can't see it.
What's
oh,
going on with your camera?
I don't know. Can you see me now? Can you see it now
No,
or
it's
anything?
gone black, and then you. Hmm.
And then I appear.
Can you
I'm
post
sorry.
No. Can you
Can,
post pictures and post in the group because we want to see them.
oh, maybe I was covering the Do you see that? You see? Can you see,
Okay.
Oh,
Elian?
that's good.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
And can you see this one? No, yes. Can you see?
No,
No. Okay.
I
No,
don't
maybe it's.
understand what's happening.
I don't either. Oh, anyway, so that's it. Can you
Okay.
see?
You're back.
Can hear you? Okay. It probably has to do with our Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Because I think they both may be on the same network, so
Okay. Yeah, but
it is what it is.
just post pictures in the group so that we can see them and.
And they aren't. I can't get a picture of the lighting that I have in here. I will. Yeah, but I'll do. They're just thumbnails. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's exciting. I watched that video. And
It was inspiring. It
Mhm.
really got me into action. So
Yeah, he's very inspiring. Very,
yes,
very
he is.
inspiring. Yeah.
My colleague has a problem with the way he talks. She doesn't like listening to him completely. But
What can you do?
she doesn't like his art. She doesn't. But she was the one that went into their garage and did. She's going to take the course.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said,
It is what it is.
when I first saw his art, I was like, what is this? You know? But then I've been able to bypass that and get to know the person.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so wonderful.
But
Your turn.
otherwise, his art is very expensive. He sells 30 by 30 centimeter pieces for $2,400.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the kind of devotion and the community that he's created, he will be able to sell at that rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the big pieces, the 48 by 48 inches, it's $23,000.
Yeah, that's what we want. But we
Yeah,
have
because
Holy
he has a video.
cow!
go
He has a
slow.
video about pricing and he explains his prices in detail.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
was this?
It's in
Where
the
was that?
academy. That's inside the academy. I think probably in the same video which he speaks about understanding how to sell your art. And about the end of the video, he's speaking about pricing and he shows his prices in detail.
Wow.
And he explains the inches, how he calculates. He
Okay.
explains everything, yeah.
Yeah. See, this is who we want to learn from.
Yeah.
He's an artist and he's walking the walk and talking the talk. You know.
Yes. He really generous. He
Mm-hmm.
explains in detail how he decides on his art price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who we want. So,
Mhm.
yay for you guys taking the course. So it's the real deal.
Can I just jump in and say I'm currently reading a book called Profit First, which was recommended by Alexis.
Yes.
Has anybody read it?
No.
I've
Yes,
read
but I
part of
haven't
it.
finished yet. Hmm.
It's really
Yeah.
worth reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Did you finish it?
I'm almost at the end, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be opening up the 7 bank accounts that they
Yeah.
recommend that you open.
Mhm.
Right. I didn't do that either.
I
What's
didn't do
the
it
what's the
either.
reasoning behind that?
Well, I mean, it does make sense that if you are not disciplined enough to be able to
Mhm.
say that pot of money needs to go into that account that I can't touch because that's my profit, that's my tax, that's my whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm fairly disciplined. I don't need. If I put some
Mhm.
money into an account, I
Mhm.
Yeah,
don't need,
I
I don't
know.
need to have multiple accounts to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I have accounts that I can't touch because I've tied them up with something called ISAs. I don't know if you have them in the States, but you tie that money up for 12 months. You can get it out. You pay a penalty for getting it out. I only
Mhm.
We
put
have
money there.
CDs. Yeah.
They're just money. It's money that you. So every so often, I might just put a money in there. The way that this, but the whole point of this is about thinking about how we approach money and how we record our money and how we put our
Mhm.
money to one side and how we don't say to ourselves, oh well, we've got this bunch of money and I'm going to spend it, I'm going to invest it in something bigger and brighter and shinier and that new paint
Mhm.
and that new brush or whatever it is that feeds into us as artists. But it's
Mhm.
about actually becoming very disciplined about how you manage the money that
Mhm.
we receive
Mhm.
and the money that we
Yeah.
pay out. And that it's so if you can look at it on that level, it's really, really worth it. Really worth
Mhm.
reading the rest of that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
All right.
agree. I did a lot in it. Made tax time that made me really think the premise is if you pay yourself first, that
Mhm.
pool of it you have and you end up just
I can't hear
naturally.
you at
Yeah.
all.
We can
You
hear you.
I can't
know
hear you either.
Mm-mm.
okay. Can you now?
Oh.
Yes, but now it's better.
Well, anyway, both you have the pool screens at
Oh.
profit range. You have to pay expenses. It will do doubles, and for me, it was pretty transparent. I doing that. Is, you know, he is the fact that I get there earlier. I find parking that free. Um, I Starbucks. Don't need that. I just spend that and bring my etc. The way you can spend $10 for lunch and the neighbor place. So anyway, things different. I I haven't got to the book, so I'm sure unless you have more you
Okay.
can impart.
Mm.
I don't know about anybody else, but I can't hear you at all, Michelle.
Yeah. I can hear you.
I can't hear you
Oh,
either.
okay.
Mm.
But listen,
You. I don't know
hear
what
you.
happened in the beginning. We could hear you, but now we can't hear you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I, you know, go ahead. Continue.
Can't hear you. Okay, let's see. Now you're frozen. But I think you are saying I should go ahead. I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. And I just wanted to add to Allison. When I had a company, and this was my accountant thought I was whatever, but I knew my penchant to want to spend money, which wasn't supposed to be mine. So we had three accounts for the business. We had my personal account, and then we had a salary account, and then everything else went into the last account. And so 30% went straight to my account, so I wasn't accountable to anyone.
Mhm.
And another 30% to salaries, and then everything else went to expenses and overheads and things like that. So it does make sense to, and I know Sue Bryce, my photography mentor, especially because of taxes in America and being small business owners, she also says to have three accounts, especially because of the taxes. So again, 30% goes into one account for taxes.
Mm.
I think another 30 for personal, which is like you're paying yourself first. She talks about 10% going into a savings account, which you don't touch.
Mm.
And then the final 30% for expenses and stuff. So that made sense to me. So the seven just, I was like, why seven? But I'm curious.
It's worth reading. It's
Yeah,
worth
I'm
reading.
curious.
And I
I
don't.
want.
I downloaded it on Kindle, but I'm actually going to buy the book because I think
Okay.
I think I've said to my husband, I think you should read this, and I think that my boys should read it as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I'm curious. So.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Okay.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. My turn. I asked myself the question, and I couldn't. I couldn't find an answer. Nothing came to me for. Um, I cannot think of a time that I have felt seen as an artist. You know, um, I've cracked and racked my brains. I couldn't come up with anything.
I've just come
So,
up with another one.
pardon?
I've just thought of another one for me.
Oh, please share it. Tell us.
Oh.
When I got that commission to do the Thames,
Oh,
Oh.
okay, okay,
Mhm.
somebody came to me and asked me to help them.
okay.
The circle here seems to me to be about helping.
Helping.
Helping. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's that makes so much sense because they came to you. So
Mm.
that means they saw you as an artist and they
Yeah.
came to you. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I couldn't think of, and I went back into time to say, okay, if I cannot connect with seeing myself as an artist, could I connect with a time when I saw myself, I felt seen. Let me say it properly. I felt seen as a designer.
Mhm.
And yes, that, yeah. But there was no emotion. Like, I was like, of course they saw me as a designer because they wanted, but I couldn't connect with the feeling of being seen as an artist. I don't know why.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
What
maybe it's
about the
because
first time you sold a piece of artwork?
I was excited.
Mhm.
And you did the little artist dance?
Yeah, I was excited, but in the very specific terms of being felt seen,
No.
I can't connect with anything, which
Mhm.
I find to be a little frustrating. But I will share something with you because it's funny. Um, so because I couldn't, I'm coming. Because it was a feeling I was looking for because he said felt seen, right? I
He did.
I wanted to tap into a feeling and see if I could now transport that into feeling seen as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll share this with you because I'll never forget. But this was more of being seen as a woman, not as
Mm-hmm.
an artist, you know. And this was about, my son is 8, so possibly about 9 years ago. And my husband and I went to the beach to visit a friend who had. We went to the beach, and as you know, we live in the desert, so going to the beach was a big deal. She was
Mhm.
participating in an art fair actually, and selling jewelry. And just for you to understand how fascinating this one. My husband is big. He's 6'3". He's huge. He's not skinny. And so we were walking hand in hand, and this young, probably in his 30s, very wiry, not maybe a tiny looking man, walked from behind us. Obviously, we couldn't see him behind us. And he came to, for a few seconds, and he came to stand in front of me, and he said he wanted to see if the front was as beautiful as the back. And then he
Oh,
walked away.
oh my
In front of your husband? Wow.
Yes. And I I remember this because I was like, didn't you like and it just took a couple of seconds. But I was like, didn't you realize I was walking with this? And for me,
Thank
I felt
you.
I felt seen. That's the memory I went to. And it's something I hadn't thought about in a long time, but I felt seen by a stranger. you know. So I thought about that and I tapped into that feeling and
Mhm.
still tried to search for more of it, but I couldn't find any of it. So um, I'll continue searching. But it's a question it was a very profound question. So
Yes, it was
I'm
profound.
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to continue to
Yeah.
yeah. So I want to share this with you. This is from Ivy Newport's Studio Works. So initially, I joined the artists' Studio Works, which was for artists. So the lessons were painting lessons, and I just love the way she shares. But then last week, no, during the week, I knew she had these business courses, and I was on the lookout because she had a wait list, which I joined. So she had these business courses, one for creating a class, a video course,
Mhm.
one for creating a website, and one for connecting with your audience. So I joined the wait list and I was a little anxious because altogether they were going to cost me about $600, which I don't have right now.
Mhm.
But coincidentally, she offered it as a membership. So
Oh.
I just had to pay another $19
Mhm.
to have access to these for them on a monthly basis.
Oh.
And um, again, I've been drawn to her work because her presentation is beautiful. There's such beauty and it's so well designed.
Mhm.
That's the appeal. And then to find out that apparently her husband is a software guy. So he's the one behind the scenes, especially doing the web design and
Mhm.
all those things. So when it comes to those parts, he's the one who comes on to teach the lessons. So
Mhm.
it just made everything fit. I was like, oh, no wonder everything is so beautiful because there is
Uh-huh.
this really serious professional behind the scenes creating
Mhm.
everything. So it made me value the information so much more. Um, so I wish I could share these, but the videos, I can't share all the PDFs, but I don't know how to share the videos. But she goes into some detail, which I can elaborate on in the next call, where she shows how she videos her courses. She shows the angles at which she positions the camera. It's really simple, but again, what she produces looks so professionally done. And just to realize how simple it is, um, it's been worth the time. But this is what I want to share into detail. And I will share the PDF, but I want to read this. So this is Ideal Customer 101. Defining your ideal customer is helpful in building your brand. It helps you get into the specifics of who you are, develop what your messaging is, and how to communicate effectively to your audience. It also encourages you to explore and ask questions on who is your target audience, and what problems you are trying to solve for them. The deeper you go, who's calling me? Who's calling me? I need to hang up. Who's calling me? Sorry, just a minute. Oh, I need to decline. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about defining your audience.
Yeah, so the deeper you go into finding this out, the better your branding, etc., etc. What I found, again, this is nothing we haven't heard before, but the few things that they wrote which really spoke to me, and again, I'll share the PDF. He says the goal is to step into their shoes, feel their emotions, needs, and desires. Again, nothing we haven't heard before, but as you said, Allison, with the math teacher, it's just hearing it on yet another level. Hearing it on yet another level. And again, these people have done it very effectively. I'm devoted to everything they create. So I will share the PDF, and I hope we find some. So they gave some examples of challenges and pain points. Now it's time to dig into your ideal customer's challenges and pain points. The goal is to understand these important areas so you can know what you're trying to solve. Are you trying to inspire, make them more creative, learn a new skill, step further into their shoes, and begin to think like them, speak like them, and experience their emotions? Think about what their challenges might be and how you're going to resolve these pain points. So again, um, I just thought we were hearing these same things in a different way, and that's why I wanted to share it. So I'll post the PDF in the group. And yeah, that's all I have.
Am I allowed to say two little things?
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? First of all, I
Yes.
want to apologise because I keep forgetting to post on a Tuesday. My head doesn't work on a Tuesday.
Me too. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to apologize too. I kept on forgetting that Monday was my day.
Your day. So I have been posting on Wednesday, so I apologise that Beata, that's your day, isn't it? But I just thought at least I get something out, and I've only been doing Instagram. So that's one thing. I will try and do better next week, I promise. The other thing I wanted to ask is I had oh, go away. I had I had a message from, I'll find it. You know the lady that it's the lady that commissioned the Thames piece. I've just been reminded. She's see if I can find it. I don't know how she sent me a photograph this morning. Can't think how she sent it to me, and asked me if I knew that. Oh, probably on Instagram. How do I find messages on Instagram?
You go to the arrow at the top right corner on the main Instagram feed.
Okay, got it.
Not your page, the main page.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So I don't know if you can. Oh, bloody hell! Stupid thing. She sent me this picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And said,
Oh God.
"Do you know your
Hi
follower,
guys.
Mark
I have to
Jonas?
go.
What did she say again?
Do you know your follower, Mark Jonah?"
Okay.
And I wrote back and said, "No, I don't. But wow, 2 years to finish a piece. That's how long it took him to." Now, what do you suppose she was asking me? Was she asking me, do I know him because she wants to buy art off him? Or does she want me to copy him? I don't really know how to answer that. So I just said, no, I don't. I'm not always very good at reading into what people are asking, you see.
Is this another artist?
Yeah.
This is an artist. The person she was asking about.
Yeah, Mark Jonah. I don't know who he is.
This is a mystery.
It is. Okay, I just thought maybe I'm missing a point here, and
yeah, probably.
Okay, don't worry then.
So she just asked if you knew someone. She just asked it, and she didn't say anything else.
No, she just sent that picture, which isn't by Mark Jonah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
You're sure it's not by him?
What I think I might do is I might just send her a message and say,
Yeah,
what was
ask
it
her
what was
why.
it all about?
Yeah, ask her.
Yeah,
ask her because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what she's. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Right then.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, keep us posted when you solve the mystery.
I just wish people would just kind of be a bit more, I don't know, open. But never mind.
Just say it.
It is one. All right then. So we're all going to share. You're going to share your stuff. I'm going to share my stuff.
Yes.
What are you going to share, Beata?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll find something to share. I hope Michelle will share. Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend, wonderful Easter. All of the above.
Yes.
You've lived in the UK, Shirley, so you know this. I don't know if this happens in Hungary. Do you exchange Easter eggs, Beata?
I couldn't hear at the beginning.
Do you in Hungary? Do you share Easter eggs at Easter?
No.
No.
We don't share. No.
Easter eggs are just the best thing in the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just telling my son we have to go and paint some eggs. So.
But no, but with chocolate eggs, chocolate hollow eggs, really thin chocolate. I shall show you one at the next.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm bound to get one. I'm not allowed to eat because I'm on a diet, but never mind.
Okay.
Anyway, happy
all
Easter.
Right. Okay, happy Easter to you
Happy
all.
Easter.
Okay. Enjoy. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye.